is over.
Got him. A mysterious voice reverberates around the room.
You have done well to defeat Mordegon.
Sporty!
Thanks to you, life and light will return to Erdrea at last.
Until my reign begins, because I'm the actual evil. Ha 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 ha!
Who was that?
Oh yeah?
Get out of here now.
I was wondering about that, Kuja. I wasn't sure. By the way, I don't necessarily want mechanic spoilers just in case this isn't the end of the game and I game over and have to do that again, so... Because I don't know if there's like a final form or anything, but we're getting cinematics, so I'm guessing end of the game, but, you know. Well, I guess this is where the heroes die. Thanks, Magical Sky Whale! Oh, those actually look like real jumps. That was nice. I have to say, the cinematics in this game are really nice. They have this, they keep that DQ aesthetic, but look really well done.
We finally got rid of Mordegon.
Yes, but so many lives have been lost. Look, that light! Does this mean... Yes, the World Tree. It's alive.
Yeah, I'm out of here. You guys suck. Couldn't you keep me alive? I'm out of here. Yeah, you know, my thoughts are, how does it like gain the nutrients it needs, you know, when it's like detached itself from the earth where it would gather all of that? But hey, I mean, it's magical sky tree, so whatever.
Mordegon's passing must have freed the heart of Yggdrasil from his clutches.
I wish Veronica could have been here to see this.
I think it's time to go home, don't you?
She's been the one to fill your dark soul with light.
Nice. Thank you very much, Felly, for the 666. I haven't heard that alert in a while, man. Thank you very much. That's nice timing. The tree is filling all of our dark souls with light. Nice. It feeds off of everyone else's souls. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Tasty souls are delicious. Credits! Yeah! Credits! Nice. We got the credits. GG. Oh, gosh. What a beautiful game. What a beautiful game. Boom! Boom credits! So So as with DQ8 specifically, I'm sure there's like a post-game thingy that's gonna happen, maybe even a story or some content, I don't know. But we'll get there when we get there. I like how the story is still happening in the credits. Yeah, this isn't the time to just start throwing out spoilers, please. I guess we can finally put the fire out on that tree that's been burning for about 8 months. I will review and rate this game, Kuja. Yes, I'm going to review and rate the game for sure. When the credits end, we'll review and rate the game. The same way we do for Variety Night. The same way we do for Variety Night, which is 5 is average, 7 is pretty dang good, 10 doesn't exist because nothing's perfect. I did give Nier Automata a 10 on the story, it's true. You think this is the game I like the most of any you've seen me play? I don't think you watched me play FF15, because I absolutely adore that game. There's been 1 0 and 1 10. Nier Automata got a 10 on story, and Quest 64 got a 0 on story. I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna say I loved it. Although I will say that I loved Final Fantasy 15 pre-Royal Edition more than post-Royal Edition. I think post-Royal Edition ruins a lot of Final Fantasy 15 stuff. Just raw Final Fantasy 15, aside from the part that everybody complains about, is better. No, I do, Fitz. I mean, I say LOL nothing is 10, but I mean, I do give 10s where 10s are deserved. It's 10s are reserved for the pinnacle, you know? The best story I have witnessed on Variety Night has been Nier Automata's story. You're the one that basically voted that game in. I'm sure you wanted me to hate it, so.
I should have been the one to fill your dark soul with light.
Thank you, Felly, for the 666, dude, again. The tree filled all our souls with light. It sure did, man. Thank you very much again. If you want to vote for something on Variety Night, let me know. I'll get you down. I think Grandia is leading it right now. Love these little credit scenes, they're nice. It's not your typical fare of like, hey, the heroes are doing their thing. It's an actual cutscene without words, you know? Hey, my sister's not dead. Sister looks very much like Kid, like super duper like blue-haired Kid. Kid was one of my, incidentally, Kid was one of my favorite characters from that game. I think Kid is awesome. Super cool. I'm very sad that she wasn't the 8th party member. You know what it should have been? She should have been a skin for Eric. That's what it should have been. She should have been a skin for Eric. That would have been cool. Aw, Jada has nowhere to go really, so this is also her home. Perfect. Now we can get married. Oh yeah, that's right. Hi Dad, awkward, LOL. I know, right, Biff Tech? God damn, look at that detail. He's Grandpa. You can see a little light shining out of the World Tree there, like it's almost blessing him. The hero, and his girlfriend, and his boyfriend. Don't judge. Oh, you guys are here to spoil the mood, I see. This is about hour 80, Philly, but we're not done. We're gonna do post-game stuff. We're gonna do side game, post-game, all the game. But, yeah. Yeah, I know, Fitz. I do the same thing, dude. The only difference is that you'll do chronological, but I'll do order of release because I think that's important. Because like from the developer's perspective, how they release these games matters, you know. Oh, the tackles are post game. Gosh dang it! Oh, all that time worrying about tackles, and it was post game all this time. Gotta figure out where that is. I think I want to say that's the jungle-y area, but I don't know for sure. We'll have to figure that out. Record your activities, hell yeah! Yeah, we'll just save over it. I don't really care about going back to fight the last boss again. Level 55 on the hero, about 51 to 54 on everybody else. Because he gains a little bit of extra levels. The end. I think DQ 1, 2, and 3 are the only ones that actually share a real connection. Technically, this one shares a little bit of a connection with DQ 2. Lord of Shadows defeated, peace reigns. A few days later, Honk and his companions gather in Arborea to remember their friend, Veronica. Yeah, 1, 2, and 3 connect a little bit. But yeah. To be continued? Oh man. Let's find out. But yeah, they're vague connections. Short ending. DQ8 had like a half-hour ending. And that was like a 10-minute ending. Interesting. Our hero survived up. Okay, well, first off, Dracorius, thank you for the 17 months on Twitch Prime, dude. All right, our hero survived a blistering battle at the top of the Lord of Shadows at long last. Free from Morrigan's malign influence, the World Tree begins to return to life. And as its healing powers pour out over Erdrea, light and love bring the land alive once more. Their quest complete. There's nothing left for the companions to do. But now return home. now, but return home. D&D starts at 5, so 20 minutes. The Lord of Shadows is defeated. The galaxy is at peace. Peace returns to the world. A few days later, Honk and his companions gather in Arborea to remember their friend Veronica. The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at peace. Well, she's got 2 cups. She's like, listen, I need it, okay?
Look, Veronica. Everyone's here to see you. We've come to celebrate with you. The world's at peace at long last.
Well, I'd like to host Finn for D&D, so everybody hops right in and enjoys themselves with D&D.
And Yggdrasil's in full bloom again. It's so beautiful.
Like, there's startup time, and I'll get my food and bathroom during that time before...
It still hasn't sunk in, you know? We really did it. We really saved the world.
No, we've been doing it for a few months now.
Yes. Mordegon plunged Erdrea into darkness. So many lost their lives. But we survived. We have to make the most of that. We have to laugh and smile for those who can't. We may feel like crying. Goodness knows I do. But we mustn't. I can only imagine what Veronica would say.
Pull yourselves together. You've saved the world, you idiots! What are you blubbering for?
Sounds like Veronica.
Excuse my awful impression.
That was really good. It's almost like she's the same voice actress.
Ah, here you all are. Huh? We were wondering where the guests of honor were. The festivities have already begun.
We're celebrating Veronica's death. The celebration of the
Come
world
on,
being
darling.
saved.
Let's go let our hair down.
A lot of times, twins are acted by the same person, but given like a good voice actor or actress will have a range in order to make them sound unique and different.
I'm gonna get you!
Looks like peace has even loosened up the Arboreans.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's make this a party to remember. For Veronica.
Oh. Savior of all Erdrea, awarded for defeating the Lord of Shadows and restoring the world tree to its rightful place in the sky. Let's take a look at our weapon here. It's a great sword. Great. Your Luminary's own great weapon, warped into a foul form of Medagron's malevolent magic. Calls forth the devastating, dark and destructive force to strike a single target when used as an item in battle. Hey, Quest. Hey, buddy. How's it going? Dost thou recall, my love, when we two did gaze upon the beauty of all Erdrea? The sky so deep and blue did seem like to swallow us whole. The sea burned madder red, stained by the light of the setting sun, and all around us, Yggdrasil's leaves did shine with the light of life. The heavenly visions I saw with thee that day seared itself into my very soul. Ne'er shall I forget it, though I live for all eternity. Fair words indeed, would you not agree? It is the text of a letter written by an unknown hand that was discovered inside a book in the library here in Arborea. I've read it many times now, but I'm unable to recite its contents by heart. However, the letter isn't complete. I've searched and searched for the second page, but alas, 'tis nowhere to be found. Not here in Arborea, at any rate. You travel a great deal, do you not? Would you aid me in searching for the letter's no doubt lyrical and heart-wrenching ending? Sure. You will? Oh, thank you. The villagers tell me that the first page of the letter was discovered between the pages of an ancient Arborean tomb. Alas, this tomb was sold some years ago to a Galapatin noblewoman. It is my belief that the second page of the letter is inside the book still. I would ask that you journey to Galopolis and inquire at the homes of the noble families of that realm, and wish the best of luck in your search. Poop emote with salt. Yeah, that's probably what it is. Oh, everybody's pining over Sir Hendrik. Oh, whoa. Oh man, such a tall, strong, handsome figure of a man. Whew! No, I'm swooning. Better save me. I must protest. All right, fine. Maybe if I equip the Sword of Shadows. Maybe I have to use it. It's possible I have to use it in battle. There might be something that I have to do with that. Hi. Protect the Luminary, ensure his destiny. Truly has got. Oh, I forgot about the challenge fights that I want to do on that hill. Dang. I forgot all about that. I wanted to do more of those challenge fights. Those were fun. Like the training circle. I think that was back here. If I'm not mistaken. I'll do those. If I had remembered to do that, I would have done it before I went to what was the final dungeon. Grandpa can retire again with all his pornographic magazines and bunny girls. The trees are still on fire. You know, you'd think that they put those trees out. They're just kind of cindering here on fire, and they're just like, yeah, it's cool. Our houses are made out of stone, so it's fine. Oh, the review. Yeah, let's do a review. Let's do a review right now, actually. Yeah, I forgot I was going to do that. I'm sorry. All right, review of this game. Now, we haven't gotten into the post-game, but that doesn't matter. Post-game doesn't count for game reviews. The fact that it has post-game is all that matters, not what good it is. So I'm going to go over what I think about this game. First off, I'm going to say I loved it, okay? I think the game is amazing. I think the game is the best Dragon Quest to date by a pretty decent margin. The best Dragon Quest I'd played prior to this was 8. I've played a lot of the retro ones. I haven't really played 6 or 7 though, and I played a little bit of 9. But anyway, it doesn't even matter because this game has such a tremendous amount of polish to it. It has such a tremendous amount of polish to it that it's just a more finely crafted DQ game than any other that have come before it. So, what do I start with? Let me go to my Variety Night list thingy. I use it as a guide. Visuals, right? Okay. Actually, surprisingly, you know, I've never really felt DQ was a game that really excelled visually. It was always really nice. whatever. Like, especially the older ones are very, very basic in comparison to Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 visuals are way beyond Dragon Quest visual. They're very blocky, square tiles, you know, kind of thing. And DQ8 was very wonderful and very magical, had a nice world, you know, and everything. It was beautiful, but this game takes it to the next step. It keeps that Akira Toriyama sort of feel and the DQ aesthetic that you're very, very used to, but improves upon it in such a huge way. Like, just like, this is one of the most uninteresting areas in the entire game, and even this area just has a tremendous amount of like environment detail and just little things and texturing. Like, that looks like a mountainside. It's not just some stale gray wall that they threw up there to prevent the player from accessing it. They built a freaking mountain. They straight up built a mountain over there with foliage and trees and hills and rocks and stuff. Like, they built a freaking mountain, and it's not just there, it's everywhere. And they did this in every single zone. They made every zone feel like you were at the place that you were supposed to be at. I mean, look at that. That looks straight up like I went to Tahoe and was just chilling out there. It looks like it. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful, beautiful, detailed, well-built, and structured environmentally game. It has a tremendous amount of detail. And remember, it's not about graphical fidelity. It's about aesthetic and detail. Those are the two things that matter. Aesthetic, detail, and textures are the three things that matter the most about visuals. It's not about, you know, how many polygons something has. It's about your use of color, the aesthetic that captivates the audience, and how much detail you put in. Like, just looking at this right here, this little spot right here, how many different unique bushes are there? I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I count 10 unique pieces of foliage right here. You know, that matters, because it doesn't just look like generic lame grass painted over the environment. Like, a lot of games will just take this grass and just paint it over everything, and that's it. Yay, we got our field. GG. No, they don't do that. You know, yeah, the grass is in a lot of places because of course the same grass is going to be in the area, but nature is more than just grass. It's bushes and flowers and trees and different kinds of every kind of thing. You know, the flora, right, of an area. I mean, look at how many different flowers there are right here. Just a whole bunch, you know? They have a lot of assets that they utilized in a lot of different areas. Detail. Even like the stone tiles here. We were doing this in another town where no two stone tiles were alike. Every stone tile is different. Actually, this one right here is pretty similar to this one. It looks like it might be the case, but I don't think it is. If you look at the bumping on it, every bumping looks different. Now, it's a lot better of an example if you go to Heliodor. Heliodor, the castle walls with the stones, everything looked different. And that's like, that matters! That matters. You know why that matters? Yeah, look, like these stones are a little bit more worn. You know why they're worn? Because if it rains and water drips down right here, it pounds this area more, eroding it. That makes sense. Screw you, butterfly. Thank you, Fitz, for the 888 bits, man. No butterflies. Thankfully, there weren't too many in this game. But yeah, like this kind of thing, you don't even notice how this part of the path looks more eroded than the rest of it. And even this looks more eroded than in here does, because this would be protected from the elements more. But this is not. Like, if water would drain down and pour off of this edge here, which would erode it faster, that makes sense. That's beautiful little detail when people are sculpting these huge maps and they continually acknowledge, like, what would happen here? How would this look? What would this occur? Or how would this look with that in mind, you know? What are the more traveled paths? Like, that kind of stuff. It matters. And to that end, I think this is one of the most visually stunning games that has come out in quite some time. And I give it a 9 out of 10 on visuals. 9 out of 10 on visuals. Beautiful, beautiful game. Not to mention, you equip weapons that are unique in battle. They look unique. And of course, the outfits and stuff like that. Lots of little details and aspects of visuals that are exciting to the player. Visually, incredibly impressive game. Next would be audio. Now, audio in this game, unfortunately, is going to take a little bit of a hit because what DQ does way too often is it leans way too heavily. What stopped it from being a 10? Because perfect is perfect, man. 10 out of 10 means it's the best of anything else that I've ever encountered, and it's not. So 10, dude, you don't just throw out 10s like that, you know? You don't just throw out 10s. Audio. Now, while the sound effects are amazing, the sound effects are great, the voice acting was fantastic, the balance was amazing. The overall like OST lacks pretty heavily because not only does it lean very heavily on its predecessors by having remakes of previous tracks or even just straight up previous orchestrations of songs, it's not necessarily a bad thing, but it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing either, because I mean, listen, and I'm going to compare it to Final Fantasy again because let's be honest, Final Fantasy and DQ have been fierce competitors since the 80s, okay? So when you play a Final Fantasy game, you get an entirely unique soundtrack with 1 or 2 tracks redone as an ode to itself. But in a DQ game, at least half the OST is previous DQ OST. Not only that, but there's only like 15 tracks on the entire OST or something. It's 15, 20, something like that. There's very few tracks in this game. Like, surprisingly few. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 that I've used. And I think I want to say there's about 5 that I overlooked. So about 20 tracks on the OST, you know? Which is kind of disappointing. Now, while I will say the orchestrated OST is fantastic, I didn't play the PC or PS4 version, so I don't know what those sound like, but I mean, synthesized music is not going to even compare to orchestrated ever, never will, not going to happen. So to that end, probably a lot worse, to be honest. So now, the OST is beautiful, but it's nothing... There's nothing groundbreaking here. There's nothing fantastic going on here. This is actually a pretty dated musical aesthetic that just continually repeated over the last 15, 20 years with DQ games. With DQ8, it was the same, you know. So I want to say the music is nice, and the sound design in general, sound effects, like when you crit, and it's just, oh, it feels so meaty, and it feels good when you crit. That sound effect, you know, the effect that you get from it and everything, it's good. It's a good sound design, good voice acting, good voice lines, balance. OST lacks. So I'm gonna give it a 6 on sound because while I think the sound is great, it doesn't do anything fantastic. It doesn't blow me out of the water. It's your pretty average OST sound design, but it's better than average. It's a 6. Gameplay. Now, another thing that you want to say is fantastic, but, you know, because, like, the gameplay of this game is pretty much like DQ8 or a lot of the other older DQ games. It's the same thing. They don't step too far out of the bounds in order to reinvent the wheel. You know, DQ is always about knowing what to expect. It's always about knowing what you're going to expect from a DQ game. You're going to get DQ, but you're going to get some quality of life and stuff. Now, this is going to get a higher rating for the Switch version than the PS4 version because there's so much additional quality of life, like with the crafting. That's part of gameplay, by the way. Gameplay is moving around on the field, combat, crafting, anything where you're pressing the controller, you know, or engaged in the game. That's all gameplay. So the crafting is amazing. The side quests, some of the side quests were kind of eh. Some of the side quests were great and nice and intuitive, and there was decent direction and tracking and stuff like that. I loved playing this game, and it's long too. And we still have post-game content to do, which we'll do eventually, don't worry. But the game is what matters, not the post-game. So, I love the combat. I love how smooth everything feels. Menus are great. Skills are useful. You feel like every character has something of value. Buffs matter. Debuffs matter. Everything matters. All your abilities matter. Everything you do matters. How you build your characters matter. The skill system is really good. I really enjoyed the skill system. It's like Final Fantasy X Sphere Grid, which I really liked as well, with a little bit of flair where you can kind of trick the system, like what I did with Honk here. I spec'd into Great Swords to go into Sword Mastery to get this plus 25 strength, and then I unspec'd out of Great Swords to save my points and spend them over here. You know, neat little trick like that you can use to gain more advantages if you're clever enough to do that. And I really enjoyed that aspect of it, that it didn't force me to go all the way through here and keep these skills. Sometimes it does, but they're usually for like super powered skills in the question mark thingy. So gameplay, very great game, very enjoyable, very smooth, very balanced, very interesting. Love the crafting. Crafting is fantastic in this game, and there's also additional hard mode features that you can use, which I didn't really look into because you can only change them at the beginning of the game, and I was like, well, I'm just playing normal because, you know, it's my first time playing the game, so of course I'm going to play normal. 7 out of 10 on gameplay. Very good game, gameplay wise. You feel very good playing it. It's very enjoyable, but it doesn't like break any ground with fantastic new mechanics or anything like that. It's not going too far out of the bounds of what you already expect from a DQ game, but it does improve upon previous DQ titles and is very enjoyable to play. Plus, 7.1 for Drifting Skywhale, of course. Now, keep in mind, 5 is average. A 7 is a very good score, okay? Very good score. Story. Now, surprisingly, this is actually one that excels. Usually DQ games like RAR, Ultimate Evil and stuff, and then you win and whatever, I'm the chosen one. And it doesn't steer away from that too much. But in the end, what a story is, every story's been told. There's no such thing as an original story anymore. Every story's been told. What the difference is how it's told, okay? It's how it's told, it's how it's played out, it's how it's portrayed, it's the dialogue and the cutscenes and everything like that. This story was great. It throws emotional curveballs at you when you least expect it. It builds you up and then lets you down and then builds you back up again. And that's the way it should be. Like, I can't tell you how many times a game starts out and it's like your dad dies and you're supposed to feel bad for him. It's like, dude, I don't know this character. I don't care about his dad. Whatever, man. Like, it's not sad. It's not sad at all. Who gives a damn? Oh no, Joe died. Oh, sad. Am I supposed to feel something? I don't know. Like, build the relations up with characters. Make me feel something for them. And they do that. They build you up and then they tear you down and then they build you back up again. And the writing was great. The puns were absolutely spot on every point of the game. It wasn't so like slathered with puns that they just didn't take themselves seriously at any point in time. It was like, it was just enough. And even like when Hendrik picked, like when you go to meet Grandpa on the mountain and Hendrik picks up the magazine and it's just like, oh my god. And he's like, mid-condition! Freaking amazing, man. So good. Just the writing in general was very heartwarming, and it told the tale in a way that felt great. And the localization, so good. Like you said, VG, so good. Localization was great. Like they like there's a town where they speak in haiku, and they had to translate Japanese to English and still speak in haiku. You know how hard that is? That's not just literal translation. Literal translation is bad. You want to localize. Create a story for your audience. We're not Japanese. We don't understand or speak Japanese, and we sure as hell don't understand Japanese cultural references unless you're sitting there living in Japan for the last like 20, 50 years or whatever, you know, or you're like an expert on Japanese culture. Guess what? I'm willing to put money on the fact that none of you are. I bet a lot of you think you speak enough Japanese and think you understand Japanese culture, but you don't. So you're not going to get a lot of those references and dialogue. So localization matters, and this game nails it. 8 out of 10 on story and writing. Beautiful game, wonderful game. Overall, 9 out of 10. I think it's crafted well. I think it's crafted beautifully. I think the world is really well designed. I think the game is exactly what you expected and then some. You know, you think, oh, I'm gonna get a DQ game and it's gonna be great, and then you play it and it's just like, whoa, and it blows you away. It blows you away. You're just like, whoa, 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 whoa. It keeps blowing you away. So story 8 out of 10, and then the overall score of how well crafted it is, how well designed it is, how well built it is, 9 out of 10. My enjoyment, 9 out of 10 as well, because I had an absolute joy with this game, and we're not done. We're not done. We will be doing that post-game stuff. We will be doing the extra content, but we will not be doing it today. Because it's D&D time. It's D&D time. I start early on Saturdays and I end early on Saturdays. Was there anything I disliked about the game? A lot, like mid-game, they start throwing bosses at you that do tons of status effects, and you just get locked out of your abilities. I almost game overed a couple times because I just like couldn't get a heal off because Veronica would be stunned, or not Veronica, but Sarita would be stunned for like 3 turns in a row. And it's like, what am I supposed to do? I can't outskill that, you know? But I had Sylvando and he helped out. Like, strategy did prevail over RNG. So I'm reluctant to call that a bad thing as long as I had opportunities to work around it. Oh, the Tockle thing. Yeah, that was great too. Tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. The way it works is I do whatever the hell I want. That's the way it works. Non-Monday, Tuesday games are I play whatever the heck, whatever appeals to me, and I play for as long as I want. I can give up a game or whatever, it doesn't matter. But I'm going to be continuing this game more. So tomorrow, 1 p.m. PST, and we'll go our normal time until 9. Today we start early and end early because we go over to Phenomenon's channel and do some D&D. I play Bredowski Seanson, which is an overly edgy character from games and anime. And shut up, I could take you on with one arm turned behind my back. Or whatever, shut up, whatever. That kind of thing. Yeah, SSJ Brad, exactly. That one right there. So let's go ahead and get ready for a raid, by the way. Let's get ready for a raid. Copy that message into your clipboard, /me for some color. If you're not a sub, just leave the emotes out. But you should be a sub, I mean... It's the smart thing to do. If I weren't already automatically subscribed to myself, I'd tier 3 sub me, personally. That's just me, though. If you're smart, you're subbed. But anyway, we're gonna go head over to Finn's channel, who's just starting up right now. We'll be doing our D&D campaign over there. Finn's a great dude, does a lot of cool stuff, and I'll be offline. We'll be doing Finny Bear radio D&D stuff. We ended on a very crazy note last night. We're in the middle of this wild magic forest. Crap is happening, giant frogs, ravenous butterflies. It's disgusting. And yeah, we were surrounded, and then that's it for the night. Oh boy, Monka S. So let's give Finn a good old big raid. Big raid, guys. Own that chat. Own it. Own that chat for a little bit of time. Right there. Oh, why do I have little W on there? How'd that happen? I copied somebody else's message on accident. There we go. That's the one. Let's go right up, Finn. Have a good night. We'll see you guys tomorrow, 1 p.m. with more DQ11 post-game stuff. I'm pretty excited. Have a good one. Thank you so much for the support tonight. Bits and donations, subs, resubs. You guys are awesome. Take it easy. We'll see you over there.